did the investing career start?
Well, then I got in with Jack Dreyfus on Wall Street. You know, it wasn't tough getting a job. I went to Princeton, had good marks, and I did great. So I started thinking I'm really smart.
But why'd you go to Jack Dreyfus? Why'd you pick Wall Street?
Well, I knew
All the things
somebody.
you could do?
Well, you know, I didn't know what to do, and I started studying how you pick stocks, and it really hit me how great it was. You know what you did. I met a guy that was a security analyst, and he's showing me how to pick these stocks.
Was it going back to the books? Was it reading things about the industry, or?
Well, no, I just liked it, but that wasn't really it. But when I got into Wall Street, I had 15,000, which was a lot saved. You know, I started investing it. And in '61, the market was hot, and you never really. I learned a lot from that, because you'd never confuse a bull market with brains. And what I did was confuse it. And I'm buying all these stocks. I'm picking this and I'm picking that. And I had a following of people who would listen to me. Oh wow, well, you could. But everybody was making money. You don't realize that. And Jack Dreyfus would tell me. He'd come over. He'd sort of like me. He'd sit there with me once in a while, and he said, "You're going to lose every penny you have. I'm telling you, Carl. Before you're through it," he said, "I got this." I was up to about $70,000, which was huge.
A lot of money back then.
He says, "You know what? When this is over, 6 months, a year, maybe less," he says, "not only won't you have the 70, you'll be negative everything you ever had." And he was right. In 3 days in '62, they cleaned me out. I was it. And I learned. I tell you what I learned from that experience.
You didn't learn from him just giving you the advice. You had to go through the pain.
You had to go through the pain. You have to go through it. The market is not a gambling casino, and too many people, in this type of market, too many people think it is. And especially now with low interest rates. So it's really a dangerous place today. It pays to be ethical. I found over my life, I had a code that I lived by. You could laugh, but I had my own code. And I had a following then
What's
too.
the code? Tell us the code.
Well, the code is, one part of the code, I mean, there's a few things, but one part of the code to me, and I had it inculcated for some reason, that if somebody gives you money to manage, you owe them your fealty, meaning you owe them loyalty, and that's how we built the option business. I was giving them an extra $1,000.
It's part of the trust. You know, they're entrusting with you something dear to themselves.
Yeah, but what was happening in the history, so I had these two guys, they owned a piece of the firm. You know, I don't remember how much, maybe 20%, firm 25. And the reason they left me was they had a following in the options. We had all this. And it was maybe 72, you guys, you were too young. But anyway, in '72, the market was hot. You know, the same as it is today. New issues going crazy. And all
Nifty
these,
50.
The Nifty 50, yeah. Crazy
The
multiples.
Nifty 50 back in the 70s, right?
in the '70s.
Yep.
And these little companies were going out. There were firms that F.L. Solomon was very friendly with. I mean, there were a bunch of these firms making a fortune. My two guys were making great money. I mean, frankly, they would have made it if I weren't there. But they were doing much better than they ever thought they would do. You know, they were living in Queens. They moved out to a nice place in New Jersey, wherever the hell they moved. But the thing is, especially one of them, was pushing like hell to do underwritings. Because we could do it underwriting. You know, this little dinky company, get into the underwriting group, and we had this big following, and we would buy a lot and make all the underwriting fees, which were huge.
Sure.
And these guys would have really benefited. I said, I'm not doing it. Because I'd look at the companies. So when you look at the companies, you said, how the hell can you sell somebody a company that makes plumbing fixtures and give them 40 times earnings for it? Oh, well, you got to understand, they got a new fixture. I said, let's look at the new fixture.
Right.
Let me talk to some guy that understands that. You talk to a guy that understood, I'm just giving you an example. Let me understand the new fixture. The guy laughing at you, this is ridiculous. Oh, but they say it's great. They say, forget it. So well, one of them said, well, I'm leaving the firm then. I said, God bless you, leave the firm. I got the stock back from the guy. Yeah. And I didn't do it for that reason. And then the other guy left eventually, so I own the whole firm. You know, I've always found after that, I know it sounds cynical, but you have a choice if you go into a business. You can have partners or you can have money. So somebody can give you money and take a little piece, other partner is going to work for you. I always took the money.